Alrighty, so we're moving right along. So in this video, we'll cover step 6 of laying out the form controls, basically just kind of repeating the process for the other rows for last name and email, and then also we'll add an event handler for form submission. Alrighty, so let's kind of do more of the same. So back in our checkout component.html, and we'll just do a little copy paste on some of the rows here. So I'll just copy this row. And then I'll just move down and I'll paste it 2 times. So we already have first name, that's in place. And now we'll make use of last name. All right, so the second one here is last name. Be sure to update the form control to say last name. And now let's move down and do a similar thing here for email. All right, so that's our email row. Alrighty, so let's swing into our browser and take a look at this, and wow, looks good. I like it. So we have our customer grouping here, and we have first name, last name, and email. So this is great. Okay, one thing to notice here is that our purchase button doesn't really do anything. We don't have any event handling on it yet. We'll fix that right now. So that's step 7 of adding an event handler for form submission. So let's move back into our checkout component.ts. And let's create a method on submit. And just for right now, we'll keep it simple. We'll simply just do a console.log, and we'll simply say, hey, we're handling the form submission. And then we'll simply do a console.log on the form data. So I'll say, hey, get the form group for customer, and let's get the actual value for that one, and that's the information that we'll log. And then we also need to update our checkout component.html to actually call that given method, right? So we have the submit button here, but we need to somehow hook the form to that given method. So for our form up top, we have ng submit. So for the ng Angular submit event, then we'll call our method on submit. So our method name really could be anything, but in our example, we called it on submit. And so that'll call the on submit from our actual component.ts file. Alrighty, so let's swing over and let's test this out in our browser. So I will open up our dev tools so we can see the console logs. I'll just add some sample data here. And then I'll hit purchase. And all right, so looking here at the bottom, it says handling the submit button, and we see the actual form data as JSON. Email, first name, last name. Looks good. I like it. And remember, we can also make a small mod. So say, for example, you didn't want all of the form data, you simply wanted a specific field. Well, we can do that also. So I'll just do a little copy paste on this line. And out of the customer form, I only want the email address. I'll just add a little descriptive string up front. The email address is. Now let's swing back over to our browser. and just do a purchase. And great. So that's our new piece of information there. The email address is john@test.com. Okay, great. We have the basics in place here for doing form handling. Now it's just more of the same of building out our form, adding all the different groups and sections, and then we'll do all the form processing in some upcoming videos.